Mercantilism is basically, it's an economic theory where the government intervenes, regulates the domestic economy and trade policy in order to promote domestic industries. It's not protectionist per se, but it is to make the global marketplace a little bit more advantageous to domestic industries. It's an America First type agenda. And so Miran, he posits under mercantilism that the entity which bears the brunt of tariffs is the party that's least flexible to make changes. And here's a good example that he has. Say you're relocating to a new town and you're in the market for a home, and you find a home in town A that you like. When you start crunching the numbers, you notice that the property taxes are extremely high in town A. And so maybe you might ask your realtor to look around, are there any other markets where I can find a similar home to fulfill our needs? And that realtor finds a home in a neighboring town. You like that home just as well, and the property taxes are much lower. You decide to buy that home. So in this example, you, the buyer, is flexible. You can choose to buy a home with lower taxes in a lower tax area than live in a higher tax area. Mm-hmm. The seller is inflexible. Their home is where it is. They can't pick their home up and move it to a lower tax area. So they're inflexible. So to make their home more competitive, they may have to lower the price in order to compensate for the higher property taxes, to make it more attractive to buy. So Miran adapts this analogy to the tariff discussion by saying an American consumer can substitute another product to avoid imported products from countries with higher tariffs. So the tariff country is less flexible because the U.S. is likely their largest trading partner and not easily replaceable. So consequently, the tariff country bears more of the pain of this tariff. This isn't a perfect analogy to the home buyer analogy because there are other markets to sell to, but there is some applicability here in how mercantilism applies to President Trump's tariff policy. So that's kind of where we are here right now.